Imagine a country on the brink of transforming its entire economy with a discovery worth trillions of dollars. Uganda, a landlocked nation in East Africa with an area of 241,550 square kilometers, making it the 27th smallest country in Africa, has already begun showing signs of progress recently. Its economy has been steadily growing, but with this groundbreaking discovery, that growth could now increase exponentially. Uganda has long been known for its natural beauty and agricultural exports, but now it's made one of the biggest discoveries yet: gold. The country's already been growing fast thanks to booming sectors like mining, construction, and tourism, plus major investment in oil and gas. That's how it landed on the list of the world's 20 fastest growing economies in 2024. But this gold, this could be the game changer that takes Uganda's economy to a whole new level. Today, this country, known as the Pearl of Africa, has just unearthed over 31 million metric tons of gold ore, an estimated 320,000 plus tons of refined gold hidden beneath its soil, valued at an astonishing $12 trillion. Almost unimaginable for a country like Uganda, this groundbreaking find has the potential to catapult it into the ranks of the world's top gold producers and reshape its future in ways we've only begun to imagine. But the question is, what does this mean for Uganda's future? How could this massive gold discovery totally reshape the country's economy? Could this be Uganda's moment to rise? And what obstacles are along the way? Right now, Uganda is known as one of Africa's poorest countries. In 2023, Uganda's per capita GDP was around $1,002, which ranked it 93rd among major economies. While it has seen economic growth and poverty reduction in recent decades, particularly since the 1990s, it has still remained one of the poorest countries in the world for a significant period of time. Over the past 3 decades, Uganda's national poverty rate has fallen by more than half, from 56% in 1992-1993 to 21.4% in 2019-2020, owing mostly to improved agricultural incomes among poor households and improved regional markets after the end of conflict in northern Uganda. Yet, it is still classified as a low-income nation, and a significant portion of its population, roughly 41%, lives below the international poverty line of just $1.90 per day. But it's not just about income levels. In 2019, the World Bank reported that over 52% of Ugandans experience multidimensional poverty, meaning they face deprivation in areas like health, education, and living standards. Now, imagine a different future. With an estimated $12 trillion worth of gold beneath its soil, Uganda has the potential to leapfrog from its current struggles and become a major player on the global economic stage. Could this be the turning point that finally lifts millions out of poverty and transforms the nation's fortunes? Gold extraction typically begins with mining, where ore is dug from the earth through open pit or underground methods. This ore is then crushed and processed to separate the gold from other minerals. The resulting concentrate is refined to produce pure gold. In Uganda, mining, especially artisanal and small-scale mining, already accounts for a large portion of gold production, highlighting the country's existing foundation in the industry. This massive boost in mining could generate hundreds of thousands of jobs, from extraction to refining. That means more opportunities for local communities, a significant reduction in poverty rates, and the rise of a more empowered, skilled workforce. The government has emphasized local refining to maximize economic benefits, projecting the creation of 3,000 direct jobs and enhanced social services for local communities. In 2022, President Yoweri Museveni's government was already seeking to ramp up investment in mining to develop resources like copper, iron ore, gold, cobalt, and phosphates. While China's Wagagai gold mining leads with a $200 million investment in a refining facility in Busia, Uganda is successfully attracting diverse international partners. Australia's Ionic Rare Earths secured the country's first large-scale mining license for the Makutu Rare Earth Project, while Kenya's Sarai Group was selected to revive the dormant Kalimbe copper-cobalt mine with a $100 million investment. This diversification extends to Western engagement, with EU, Germany technical assistance initiatives and potential involvement from Canadian and US companies seeking critical minerals for supply chains. However, unlocking this potential requires massive infrastructure development. Uganda must invest heavily in roads, railways, and power systems to connect remote mineral-rich areas like Karamoja to markets. The government's experience with oil infrastructure is telling. Building 700 kilometers of roads in the Albertine region cost $600 million. Similarly large investments will be needed for mining regions. The ambitious standard gauge railway project alone, connecting Kampala to Kenya's border, carries a price tag of $2.2 to $2.3 billion for just 273 kilometers. Power infrastructure is equally critical, with Uganda planning to expand electricity generation from 2,000 megawatts to 52,000 megawatts by 2050 to support industrial growth. But these infrastructure developments could do much more than just serve the mining sector. They have the potential to benefit the entire economy. Better roads enable agriculture, tourism, and trade, while reliable power supports local communities and businesses. The World Bank estimates Uganda needs $1.4 billion annually in infrastructure investment, an effort that could significantly accelerate GDP growth and poverty reduction. Uganda is learning from other African nations' experiences with mining partnerships. Tanzania's joint venture with Barrick Gold injected $4.24 billion into the economy, while funding community development. The Democratic Republic of Congo's Minerals for Infrastructure deals with Chinese companies built hundreds of kilometers of roads, though not without debt sustainability concerns. These examples highlight that well-negotiated foreign mining partnerships can transform economies through infrastructure development and job creation, provided contracts balance investor returns with long-term national interests. In addition, the global wave of demand for critical minerals such as cobalt and lithium, essential for manufacturing electric vehicle batteries, could significantly transform Uganda's mining outlook. This presents a golden opportunity for Uganda to diversify its mineral exports. However, realizing this potential relies on doing things the right way, ensuring responsible mining practices, environmental sustainability, and economic inclusion. So, do people have faith in this grand plan? Currently, Uganda's gold sector is dominated by artisanal and small-scale mining, ASM, which accounts for over 90% of the country's gold production. The mining sector directly employs around 300,000 people, with nearly half being women. This includes about 40,000 in gold mining and 93,000 in clay and clay brick production. Indirectly, mining generates an estimated 750,000 jobs, but this only positively impacts roughly 10% of the Ugandan population. While many are excited about the potential for new jobs, critics have argued that the shift towards large-scale operations could render more than 20,000 artisanal miners jobless and impact those indirectly making a living through the informal sector. However, the Ugandan government has appealed to gold mining investors to prioritize local labor and invest in skills training as part of broader poverty reduction efforts. Relatively new, large-scale projects like the Wagagi Gold Factory in Busia are expected to create around 3,000 direct jobs, while the Makutu Rare Earth Project in eastern Uganda could generate over 1,500 direct and indirect jobs. The revival of Kalimbe mines in western Uganda may add thousands more. If fully brought to life, these initiatives could support tens of thousands of new jobs in mining and its supply chains over the next decade, marking a turning point for employment in both eastern and western Uganda. It's no secret that Uganda has long been recognized as a country facing economic challenges, but recent developments are starting to paint a different picture. According to The Observer, Uganda's economy demonstrated remarkable resilience, with an impressive 6.1% GDP growth in fiscal year 2023-24. Inflation has also dropped sharply from 8.8% to just 3.2%, making Uganda one of East Africa's most stable economies. And with this new wave of mineral discoveries, the government is aiming to boost the mining sector's contribution to GDP to over 7%, positioning itself for long-term growth. However, while artisanal miners already play a vital role, the sector's lack of formalization limits its ability to contribute to broader economic development. Without clearer regulations, environmental safeguards, and local reinvestment policies, this valuable resource risks remaining underutilized. That's why newer projects, particularly those backed by foreign investment, are being urged to go beyond extraction by offering training, infrastructure upgrades, and formal employment opportunities. Despite these challenges, Uganda's gold exports surged more than tenfold in 2023, from 201 million to 2.3 billion, even amid U.S. sanctions on a major gold processor. This dramatic rise was fueled by increased capacity from new processors like Wagagi Mining and the temporary suspension of tariffs on gold exports, which unlocked new market opportunities for domestic producers. With additional refining facilities being built, more jobs are expected not just in extraction, but also in value-added processing and logistics. offering a more diversified future for Ugandan labor. Beyond gold, Uganda's copper and cobalt deposits, particularly at the historic Kalimbe mines in the west, offers significant potential for both export revenue and employment. The mines are estimated to contain around 4 million tons of ore, and if redeveloped successfully, they could create jobs not just in mining but also in construction and transport. The December 2023 bidding process, featuring proposals from Ginkgo Energy, Liaoning Honda, trading as Wagagi, Sinomine Power China, and Sarai Group, signals serious interest. In total, the broader mining boom could generate indirect benefits for hundreds of thousands of Ugandans, from drivers and vendors to welders and engineers, many of whom are currently unemployed or working informally. So if managed wisely, with strong policies around formalization, transparency, and local content, Uganda's mineral wealth could finally be harnessed to drive inclusive and sustainable growth. Foreign investment brings not only capital and advanced technology, but also an opportunity to industrialize and upskill the workforce. With such substantial reserves, Uganda could not only transform its own economy, but also emerge as a serious competitor in the global gold market, challenging long-standing producers like South Africa and Canada, while offering its people a pathway out of poverty and into long-term employment. But of course, such a huge discovery also brings significant challenges. One of the most critical tasks at hand is implementing sustainable mining practices. Extracting gold and other minerals must be done responsibly, without causing irreversible damage to Uganda's environment. Currently, Uganda's gold rush is already contributing to increased pollution in the region, particularly affecting the few rivers and water resources in Karamoja. Many locals and environmentalists fear that if proper controls aren't put in place, the situation could worsen, leading to long-term ecological damage. So the world is truly watching closely to see if Uganda can strike the right balance between economic growth and environmental preservation, ensuring that its natural resources are protected for future generations. Another key challenge is political stability. For international investors to feel confident and commit long-term, Uganda must maintain a stable political environment, uphold good governance, and ensure transparency within its mining industry. Without these elements, the country risks losing out on the full potential of this incredible resource and the economic benefits that come with it. The way governance is handled will be crucial in ensuring that the benefits of this resource reach the people. Strong, accountable governance can turn this opportunity into a genuine catalyst for national development. But Uganda's rising wealth in gold and minerals is likely to attract intense international interest. And the question is, how will the global economy respond? Countries may compete for access to Uganda's resources, seeking to secure their own influence and economic interests. This could lead to a shift in geopolitical power, positioning Uganda as a more influential player on the regional and global stage. Potential partnerships with major powers like India, as well as further partnerships with China, could bring investment in technology. In fact, Uganda's Investment Authority, UIA, has stated that the government is already actively seeking Indian investment in the mining sector, including gold. And let's face it, there's gonna be plenty at hand. However, rivalries and strategic competition could still come up, shaping Uganda's role in the complex web of international relations. With Uganda's growing gold wealth, figures like US President Donald Trump could also be likely to take an interest in the country's resources. But that could work in Uganda's favor. According to Africa Intelligence, the Ugandan government is eager to accelerate reforms in its gold sector to meet international standards, making it more attractive to foreign investors, including those from the United States. While Uganda aims to attract global investment and partnerships, it also remains mindful of maintaining control over its resources and ensuring that development benefits its people. So, looking ahead, Uganda certainly has the opportunity and potential to diversify its economy beyond gold. By investing in education, technology, agriculture, and manufacturing, the country can create a more resilient and sustainable economic foundation. While gold can serve as a catalyst for long-term development, it should not be the sole driver. Instead, Uganda can leverage this resource to fund broader growth initiatives, ensuring that the benefits extend well beyond immediate profits and lay the groundwork for a prosperous future. The long-term impact of these developments could be transformative for Uganda's society. With careful planning, the country can use its newfound wealth to reduce poverty, improve healthcare, expand access to quality education, and enhance social mobility. By channeling resources into these areas, Uganda can work towards greater equality and ensure that the benefits of its resource wealth can reach every citizen. What's more, demonstrating responsible management and sustainable growth can motivate neighboring countries to pursue their own resource development responsibly. For example, countries like Eritrea, Ethiopia, Sudan, and Guinea are known for their potential large mineral reserves, particularly gold, copper, and zinc, but have heavily underutilized mining sectors. International cooperation will also be essential. Partners from around the world can offer technical know-how, funding, and supervision to assist Uganda in optimizing gains and reducing dangers. In the end, Uganda's path could benefit not only its citizens, but also the entire region and the world, emphasizing the importance of shared prosperity and responsible resource management. To sum it all up, Uganda's gold discovery, without a doubt, has the potential to be a game changer. With effective management and strategic planning, it could propel the country to a prominent position in the global economy. However, the path forward will not be without obstacles. Still, if Uganda navigates these wisely, it could transform its future and emerge as one of the world's wealthiest nations. What about why India is finally becoming a rich country?